Good morning, Sunny Hill. I'm Mags.
And I'm Paul.
Right, we're on day 2 of the adventures of Moses and the Israelites. It's from Exodus chapter 31 to 33. Let's just set the scene. Moses up the mountain, meeting with God, about to receive the 10 Commandments, when literally all hell breaks loose in the camp. Over to you, Paul.
Yeah, that's right. Well, if we backtrack a little bit, the Israelites had travelled through the wilderness under the mercy and grace of God. He tolerated their idolatry and their worshipping other gods. But this got to a point now, it's got to a point where God is making them face up to their responsibility. And what happened was they went from a state of idolatry to deception, and there was a deeper deception taking place, and even astonishingly Aaron was deceived, and he built this golden calf. He got them to deposit all their jewelry, and then he cast this calf, and he said, right, tomorrow we're going to worship the Lord. But what actually happened was he made sacrifices to demons, so he was up to his neck in deception and disobedience. And when Moses came down, he was told to come down off the mountain by God early with the tablets.
And the tablets basically had been inscribed by God, they'd been inspired by God and written in God's hand, so they were sacred things that he was carrying. Yeah,
and he saw the scene, he was mad at Aaron and the people, and he threw the tablets down and smashed the tablets, so he must have been extremely angry about that. He saw straight away that the people had gone from a state of idolatry to deception to casting off restraint, because they then, because he saw that they had been partying, and then they got up after the eating and they went into debauchery and immorality. So there's a progression there.
Following from the sins of the Israelites, Moses then calls whoever is for the Lord, come with me. And the Levites come towards him, and he separates them out. He commands them to strap a sword to themselves and to actually go throughout the camp and actually kill their brother, their neighbour, their friend. And in that day, 3,000 people fall of the Israelites and are slain. He separates the Levites out from the rest of the people, and then Moses pitches a tent outside the camp and calls it the tent of the meeting. In that tent, he meets with God and intercedes on behalf of the people against the anger of God towards the Israelites. He pleads with God. During the time when God is meeting with him, the pillar of cloud is actually above the entrance to the tent, and Joshua is with Moses. What happens next is that God asks them to leave the place where they're at, but God says he will not go with them into the land flowing with milk and honey. And then the key scripture in chapter 33 is this one. Moses said to the Lord, "How can it be known that your people and I have found favor in your sight? Is it not by your going with us, so that we are distinguished, your people and I, from all the other people on the face of the earth?" Moses would actually not leave without the presence of God. And there's a lesson to all of us. How can we be distinguished from any other people in the face of the earth without the indwelling presence of God in our lives? It's a challenge to all of us. What do you think, Paul?
Yeah, that's true. It makes us think. We need to reflect and think about what is our Egypt, if we've got anything that's affecting our relationship with God.
And make sure you deal with it, because at that time Aaron hadn't actually been punished yet for the rebellion that was in his heart, and his sons were affected by that. In future chapters, there's consequences, the wages of sin. Thanks for joining us. All the best and have a great day. Bye.